Hey, John. So I know last time we were talking a lot about like what is AutoMax and what you all do, but I really wanted to dive into like more specific topics. So I know in the industry, in the insurance industry, how important it is for me to add a lot of different insurance carriers and have different mixes. But in your world, what's the importance of these dealers having a good amount of options when it comes to lenders? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah, great question. This is a topic that comes up often. It's probably more near and dear to my heart with my auto lending background.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Working in the auto lending space, but something that is vitally important for AutoMax are our lender relationships.
Okay.
Of which we have several, just that we have known in the market, and we know the local representatives that work for some of the top lenders, and we try to bring those lender relationships to dealers that may be missing those, especially the ones that may fit their criteria and so on and so forth. But to answer your question, it is vitally important at this stage for dealers, beyond just shopping who their product provider is, they should also be looking at their stable of auto lenders.
Okay.
Recently, there was a very large auto lender in the non-prime space that shut down and ceased operations after decades in business.
Really?
That creates a lot of havoc for a dealer, especially ones that are actively using that lender relationship on a regular basis. There were some dealers that actually had deals that were trapped in transit.
I was getting ready to ask that. Like, what would happen if they had an approval with that lender? A client comes in to finally sign paperwork and they can't get funding to go through.
Yeah, so in some cases, those deals get returned.
Man.
And so I say all that to say that lenders don't shut down every day.
Yeah.
But we are seeing this, especially in the last couple of years in the subprime space. Collection rates are so bad. And it has created an environment where there are some subprime lenders that are having significant liquidity struggles. And so when you have, especially in the independent dealer space, where they get some comfort sending loans to a specific lender and they're putting a lot of their eggs in one basket, they should be looking at their lender stable and adding to it where it makes sense and trying to diversify their lender portfolio, because all of a sudden a lender can decide to just turn the faucet off.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that I'm looking at this from the perspective of someone who's maybe in that finance office?
Yeah.
Do you think that sometimes they just get in a default routine of just always going to the same lender out of convenience?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
happens all the time.
Okay.
And one of the things that we see when we start to take a deep dive into a new dealer relationship is, especially when we spend the time in the store doing what we like to call just an evaluation, right? Just kind of seeing how they process their deals, how they work with customers, how they work their leads, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
It almost never fails, franchise or independent, that we ask the question, so where are you going to send that deal to? Well, typically I send it to this lender, and this lender. Or
Okay.
typically in this situation, they're not going to buy this, they're not going to buy this, so I only send it here. If their lender corral looked a little different, how do they know what's possible?
That makes sense.
Right? And yes, to your point, 100%. Comfort sets in, they get comfortable with one or two lenders, that's where they send the bulk of their business. And it's dangerous. It's especially dangerous where they are leaving profit opportunity on the table, because in some instances, customers really want protection for their new vehicle. Mm-hmm. And specifically in the subprime space, that dealer may not be able to sell them any products, even that the customer wants or needs, because the lender that they're comfortable with doesn't allow them to add that money.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, good question. Yeah, it's absolutely.